Alright, hello everybody. So, tonight we are going to finish Web of Shadows.
Yippee!
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it, so yeah, let's do it. They never saw me coming. And there's another fight going. Okay, never mind. The mission triggered.
Spidey, man, am I glad to see you.
Thank God you're okay.
We're spread thin. Now I gotta take the lead convoy. MJ can ride with me. Spidey, can you protect the area until we're all underway? And then guard the last convoy?
Are you sure?
I'll be fine. Let's get everyone out of here.
Good luck, brother.
You too.
See you on the other side. Promise me, no more dark suit.
I promise.
Was he though?
Nah, I'm keeping that promise. Right, right.
Oh yeah, I saw a short,
Yeah.
where Hugh Jackman was having an interview and apparently he didn't know what a Wolverine was when he got cast.
That's funny.
Like legit, when he heard Wolverine, he thought it was like a wolf man.
Yeah.
So he was like, he went. There was like at one point in time when he like traveled to Canada just before the movie, the first movie he did as Wolverine was shot.
Yeah.
There was like a documentary on wolves.
Oh.
So he decided to go to that. So then like he was like, oh, like look at the wolf. He's always like looking up because he has his like nose or face down low because he's sniffing the ground. So he was like trying to incorporate that into his performance as Wolverine.
That's funny.
What's so funny? What makes it even funnier is that like the director was like trying to just be like polite about it, and he's just like, you know, you can just walk normally. And he's just like, oh yeah, but like I saw the, you know, the wolf having with his face to the ground, and I really want to incorporate that in the performance. And the director's like, what? It's like, you know, the wolf, and the director's like, you're not a wolf, man. He's like, you're Wolverine. He was just like, well, I mean, there's no such thing as a Wolverine. He's a wolf. Like, no, there is such thing as a Wolverine. He's an animal.
That is funny.
And he's just like, and then it just sunk in. I spent like however many days learning about wolves. What makes it funnier is that he was kind of spot on with the way he acts, though.
Yeah.
That's not even like, that was the funniest part. Is that he wasn't even completely wrong about it.
They probably like let him do his research like on the character though.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, like they probably gave him some source material to look at.
Mm-hmm. It's just funny to me that he thought Wolverine was a wolf man.
Yeah.
He did still like keep that cadence though of like looking up and keeping his face down though.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So I don't know. Seeing Wolverine just then helping you fight just reminded me of that.
Yeah. And you know, the funny thing also was that in like the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, they were actually gonna have Hugh Jackman have a cameo in it as Wolverine, but he couldn't find his costume, so that didn't end up happening.
Oh, he kept his costume?
I mean, I forget exactly what the whole story on that was, but like I think they did have multiple like copies around, but yeah, he just couldn't find it. Like the
I
one that
see.
they gave, one of the ones that they gave him.
I see.
I forget exactly what the cameo was gonna be like, but yeah, it was just gonna be a brief scene. But that is actually kind of funny to think about the fact that the Fox X-Men universe and the Raimi Spider-Man universe were supposed to be one of the same at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marvel definitely wanted. You could tell that they definitely had a lot of. They liked the idea of everything being in one universe, and they definitely were wanting to do that for quite a while, and it took some time before they had the real opportunity to do it with Iron Man and everything else that eventually happened in the MCU.
Yeah.
Because like even the cartoons, there were like several shared universes with the cartoons as well, where it basically was happening every decade, or at least almost, to an extent, because like, yeah, like the 90s shows, like, you could essentially say that that was like the original MCU in a way, since that was like the first instance of all these several different characters with their own projects being all in one universe and would cross over occasionally. So like for example, like the Spider-Man 90s show had a lot
All
of...
those wheels broke.
What?
The wheels on the bus broke.
Oh. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, that show had like a lot of cameos from like Iron Man, Wolverine, and even Captain America was in the show at one point, even though he didn't even have his own show. But yeah, and then in the 2000s, they tried to basically do it again, where Spectacular Spider-Man and Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes were actually supposed to be in the same universe. And the funny thing is, they were actually going to get Josh Keaton from Spectacular Spider-Man to voice Peter in the show, because there was like one season 2 episode that had Spider-Man in it. And
Oh, that one car blew up.
yeah, so basically what happened is that because of the fact that the Spectacular Spider-Man got canceled, and then Sony lost the rights to Spider-Man shows and it went back to Disney, and then they were going to be rebooting with the 2012 Ultimate Spider-Man show. At the last second, they replaced Josh Keaton with Drake Bell without even telling him. So when like Josh Keaton watched the episode, he was just like, "Huh? That's not my voice. What happened?"
Wow.
And the ironic thing also is, it's very blink and you'll miss it moment, but they did leave one of Josh Keaton's lines in the episode by accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which one?
It's just very blink and you'll miss it, because it's like something he says while people are also talking over him. But yeah. And I think even the other shows that they had going on at the time, they all, in addition to those two shows, they also had Iron Man Armored Adventures and Wolverine and the X-Men. And I think even those shows were supposed to be connected as well, even though there's like no real connections between them. So technically they did it twice in the 2000s, I guess. But yeah, and then later on, once they did all those Disney XD shows, that was once again like shared universe, and it was more like the 90s where characters would cross over between shows.
Right.
But yeah, it's just interesting to think about because like it's one of those things where you don't really notice until you really think about it, how like, this has actually happened a few times.
Mm-hmm.
MJ? MJ! Cage! No! 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 You! Where's Luke Cage? Girl with the shotgun! Answer me!
What is happening?
I never should have let her go!
Let me guess.
Well, we don't know where MJ is right now.
The ones he cares about.
Why? What?
Someone.
Shut up. No. I promised.
Also, yes, cutscene error. There's like 2 kingpins.
And that brings us up to date.
Yeah.
I searched for
What?
MJ.
What?
Found her. Then lost her again. And worse of all, breaking another promise. I had to use that thing one more time.
Okay, that was a weird jump, but sure.
Just one more time! I need to get to Felicia. Somewhere inside that symbiote is Black Cat.
Oh wait, when did? Huh? Wait,
So
when did
yeah,
Black
basically
Cat
that like
show up?
shadowy figure that attacked him, that was Felicia.
Oh, okay. Okay, things are just happening now. That had no build up whatsoever.
I mean, it was kind of like, since the game basically starts out with that at that point in the story, like, yeah, I guess it was supposed to be suspenseful to be like, oh, who is that? And then now you finally find out.
But like, through a line of dialogue and not actually seeing?
Yeah, you're right, they could have made that more clear. Like, they could have even showed things from her perspective.
It's a cool design though.
Yeah.
weak and crazy.
Okay, off she goes.
Oh, I'm gonna win.
Why are you saying it like that?
Nice.
Nice? You become a monster and you're trying to eat my face.
It's just a little love nip.
Felicia, while I admit you have a lovely new singing voice, everything else the symbiote does for you, it's really unattractive.
Anymore. Fine, I'll snap. You're That's it. What I need.
Oh. So yeah, it is actually kind of interesting. So yeah, her having that like scream ability, and like the design with all the hair in the back. I guess you could say that she's somewhat reminiscent of the symbiote Scream. So, I mean, well, it's not like supposed to be that, like it's close. So, you could say that this is like Scream's like first appearance outside the comics, maybe, like on a technicality.
With Scream.
So basically there were like a whole bunch of other symbiotes that the Life Foundation found, and Scream was one of them, and they're basically had like a whole like they're I guess you could call them like the mini bosses, compared to like Venom and Carnage, who are like the big dogs. Felicia, I'm really not trying to make this a love triangle right now. Just saying, it'd be nice if you kept MJ out of this.
Alicia, can you hear me?
I screw up.
No, easy.
I'm so sorry. I can't help. Stop. Venom.
Felicia! Felicia!
Alright, so this is one of the rare instances where you actually do the black suit for the Canon path.
Oh.
Hurry!
No, I need her.
Peter? Peter! What are you doing? What are you doing? Get us out of here! Oh God, get us out of here!
Oh yeah, her arm's in a cast now. I just noticed that.
Yeah. Alright, go to Kingpin
That's a cool
Towers.
suit.
Huh?
I said that's a cool suit.
Yeah. Ooh, token right here. One last one for the road, I guess.
Yes, your money has been wired. The device is in place. Now begin the detonation sequence.
Oh, this is where the betrayal's gonna happen, right?
Stay away from the device.
Nice to find you all so cooperative.
Hold it right there, Spider-Man.
Nice to see you, too.
You infected that woman. You're one of them.
That woman is my friend.
One word from me and you're...
Enough! Tinkerer, let's get on with this. Damn you, tools.
Oh no.
Position compromised. Fall back! Here they come!
Lieutenant Miller, come in.
I'm sure all of you can see and hear me. I've easily defeated your pathetic forces and have cut the data link to the Tinkerer's little toy.
Toombs, what do you want?
We are so much more than Adrian Toombs, and we have but one demand. Spider-Man. And he knows why. He carries part of us with him. In fact, he is the reason we are here at all. This one's no longer useful. Good day.
I'm calling in an airstrike.
We need that building intact. Hey, you heard him. He's calling me out. This is all really quite simple. The strong survive, and the weak die.
Gentlemen, we must prepare for the worst. Spider-Man can no longer be trusted.
What is that thing?
This is close enough.
Take him, my children.
That is a really cool symbiote vulture design. Like, his face probably looks the closest to Venom.
Yeah. He is the one that's been infected the longest, yeah.
Yeah. second. Yes, this is definitely useful for air combat. Wait. Oh. Well, now we have the red suit fully upgraded.
Nice.
I had this black suit thing going on years ago. Yeah.
I will steal the skin from your bones. You continue to resist. Spider-Man, let your
Did I sign up for a motivational seminar or a fist fight? I can't believe I'm spending a Friday night with an old man dressed in tiger.
Your friends will be of no help to you.
Oh, he straight up has talons on his hands.
Yeah. Don't get hit by that.
He is evil. Spider-Man must be eradicated. We will send four Bushman in to rid the city of that symbiotic bad quick freak.
What? Wow.
I don't know what half of that was, but sure.
No, I'm on the other
Forbish man. That was like a joke character in Marvel. How do I remember that?
Spider-Man brain rot.
I think it's because it's Stan Lee who referenced it in one of the shows. Alright, QTE.
You think this will really stop Venom? He is far too powerful for Tinker's little toy generating. Set it off, and your power will be gone. Gone forever.
A Marvel superhero with no powers or even any skills of a regular person. He was a loser who accidentally defeated the villains. Okay, that's funny. Okay, so yeah, right there, that part of the game. So that's basically the game makes a choice for you based off of your morality throughout the game.
Oh.
So then this basically impacts everything else that happens from this point forward, like the ending and everything.
Hmm. So I guess you had just enough good karma. Or whatever.
I got plenty. Well, bye-bye black suit.
Everybody, calm down.
Spider-Man, the device appears to have worked. We are... Venom! He is on the helicarrier. Crew compromised!
The situation is dire, Spider-Man. I will transport you to the helicarrier at once.
Karma lattes are available at Tim Hortons. What?
Karma, what can I say? What goes around comes around.
That's their slogan for the latte.
Is to destroy the ship.
I don't know.
Crash the helicarrier. Suggestions?
A series of air-fused bombs would start a chain reaction, destroying the ship. You will find bombs in the hangar deck,
Great. Where's the hangar deck?
behind those massive locked doors. I could hack those open if it wasn't for those anti-jamming defense emitters. Take those out, and I'll be able to hack through.
Take me in. I'm gonna end this right here, right now.
Good luck, Spider-Man.
So yeah, Luke Cage is here, so, yeah, the allies are actually here. Yeah, there's Wolverine too, and Moon Knight's over there. So yeah, this is actually cool how, yeah, all the allies come to fight for you at the end.
They replaced caramel royalties.
Aw.
Sorry, a play on words. I kind of figured it was a play on caramel, but yeah.
Ah. Okay.
Okay, he just stood on that explosion. Luke Cage is my favorite member of the Defenders. I can't stand for Iron Fisted Jessica Jones. I don't know who either of those are, so I'll just let Derek talk for that.
I mean, yeah, the other two were pretty, I don't know a lot about the Defenders in the comics, but I have seen the show. And yeah, the other two were pretty, insufferable. Although you forgot Daredevil. That's my favorite personally. I'm hoping that they actually add him into like Marvel Rivals because yeah, just yesterday they showed like the launch trailer. Iron Fist is going to be in the game. His design is like so different. I was like really surprised, but I like it. Yeah, another big one that they confirmed is that Wolverine's also going to be in the game. Okay, time limit. Oh. Daredevil was kind of like a fourth member of the Three Musketeers. He wasn't officially with them. I haven't, like, watched the show in a long time, but, yeah, I guess. Because he still just went off to do his own thing afterwards. Alright. Let's get another one. Well, beat them all without taking damage. That, took a long time.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being that long.
Daredevil was kind of like the fourth member of the three.
Yeah, I read that.
I didn't.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of blanked out for a minute, so I didn't really read it. Oh, I think the workout from today is making me more sleepy.
Oh.
Oh. Was that supposed to be there?
What?
There was a thing just inside the thing that Spider-Man was just stuck to and jumped off.
I don't know.
That's it. Oh no!
Someone should, like, put the Sonic Adventure Knuckles, oh no, over top of that scene.
Line delivery on that. Okay, I'll pick it up. Oh no!
Yeah, he just sounded so nonchalant.
Oh, it's the big boy.
No, he hasn't played this. That's like part of the reason why we're streaming this. I'm showing it to him for the first time.
You are in way over your multiple heads. You and this ship are going down. What about the innocent, Eddie? This is against everything you believe.
I can't understand what he's saying.
Over my dead body.
Yeah, it is kind of hard sometimes. But yeah, basically, Venom was saying, Eddie Brock is such a small part of what we are, but you will be what will complete us.
But yeah, the only Spider-Man games I've actually played are the Insomniac ones, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that like the Insomniac games are bad. They're not bad. It's just I wish I could play the other ones.
Yeah.
I did play some of TASM 1 at a friend's house one time though.
Ah, okay.
The TASM 1 tie-in game. I think I got up to like I think a little bit after we saved Connors from prison.
Oh, okay.
So, I think I got a decent amount of the game.
Yeah.
Or got through a decent amount of the game.
Yeah, I do like a lot of the older ones. The TASM 2 video game is like the only one that I feel like was um, an exception. Where,
Yeah, I
like,
heard that one was even more of a mess than the movie.
yeah, like, I feel like it was close to being something good, but like, the whole like hero and menace system that the game had really was just the straw that broke the camel's back, because it's so badly implemented.
Is that like a morality system?
No. Basically, it's almost, there's really like not much of a point to it anyway, but like, yeah, basically, okay, maybe it is somewhat like a morality thing, but, basically, if you don't do crimes in the city, as in, you know, stopping crimes, then like the Kingpin's task force will like be trying to hunt you down. So you're forced to do side missions and stuff so that that stuff doesn't happen. But then the story like contradicts that anyway, and still has points where like no matter what your meter is, they just have the task force come after you anyway.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's just bad because like you can't even go like 5 minutes without like being forced to do a side mission or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even an exaggeration. I timed it.
Oh, wow.
All PS4/PS5 Spider-Man's games were good. Miles was a good addition
Nice
to the video
trick.
game
It's
world.
not
Yeah,
staying down.
definitely.
Maybe we can get some help from the inside.
Brock! Eddie! Eddie! I want to talk to you! The real Venom! Come on, Eddie! Look at what you've become! All that have suffered because of you! Come on, Eddie! You want me? I'm right here! Come get me!
Parker, I'm going to...
What? Destroy every innocent life on Earth?
I can't stop it.
Oh.
So tired. Help me.
Take my hand!
Red suit.
So yep,
I can't get rid of them.
What are you doing?
Out of here, Parker.
it wouldn't really make sense to like do
That's right.
black suit anyway, obviously. Like basically the ending,
Time to die.
yeah, basically off of the morality from before, like the ending you get, yeah, it's just, I think it's weird that they even have a choice there, like, they should have just done the same thing where it just makes, a choice for you automatically.
Your mic is very, busted right now.
Alright, this better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello there. Sorry I missed you. You know the drill.
I know you're there, and I know you won't pick up. I just hope that someday you'll understand that I did what I did because I was so desperate to win. I just wish I had the strength to do what was right. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yep,
that's literally
that's
how it ends. Okay.
Yeah, so yes, that is the canon ending, believe it or not. A lot of people who played this game would probably have assumed that like the best ending would be like the canon one, but yeah, the one that I just showed you is the one that's actually canon. Essentially, we are going to like, after all the credits are over, we're gonna watch a video like breaking it all down, but the short version essentially is that it's basically the sort of when Spider-Man wins, Peter loses type of ending.
Yeah.
Since that's like a dynamic that Spider-Man stories portray, where it's like, oh yeah, when Peter wins, Spider-Man loses, but when Spider-Man wins, then Peter loses.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is actually interesting that that's particularly the canon ending for that reason, basically. I think it does go to show that they do understand the character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not usually what happens in these types of games. It usually is the best ending. That's the canon ending.
Yeah.
Interesting deviation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like cutscenes in this game needed to be longer.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely feel like there were a lot of times where things just kind of happened and there was no build-up to it.
Yeah.
I feel like, from me watching, that's probably my biggest complaint. As just being an observer.
Yeah.
I feel like there was always like at least one moment throughout all the streams where I was just like, this is, oh, okay, that's just the cutscene. Alright, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I could have used some more work.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I don't know, the pacing was just very strange.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
I definitely noticed it replaying through it.
And I don't know, there's like, I don't know if this was like a bug or something, but I was noticing this weird thing happening where sometimes someone would be talking and it would be in one volume, and then all of a sudden when the camera shifts or changes, they would go like super quiet to the point where I almost couldn't hear them. And I don't know, that was a little bit weird. I don't know if it was a bug or they just forgot to turn off the proximity sound effects for the cutscenes, but that was just another thing.
Oh yeah.
The
I have noticed a few instances where that happens, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The combat and boss, the like gameplay itself though does look really well done and solid.
Yeah.
But yeah, really the only issues is just issues with the story and presentation a lot of the time.
Yeah. Overall...
Which I guess...
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I guess it can't necessarily be helped considering the tight release window they had.
Yeah. They only had about a year to make the game.
Carnage is releasing a new cereal, Kellogg's Symbiotes. Okay.
So, yeah, essentially... Yeah, the way I would describe this game, basically, is, I would call it a flawed masterpiece. So, it's like... Yeah, a lot of games that I would consider to be like a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 are that way because of the fact that, basically, regardless of whatever flaws that they may have, like, the high points are, they stand out more than the low points.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, okay, that's a design choice.
So yeah, essentially this game, I think is a good example of that.
Mm-hmm.
Where, yeah, some things could have been better. Like, yes, you mentioned the issues you mentioned, as well as the fact that, yeah, what Bob Dobb just said, I didn't like the Spider-Man voice. Yeah, some of the voice acting in the game was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like, the game is really fun, and I do like the story, the soundtrack, the atmosphere of it all, and just how ambitious it was. So, yeah, it really stands out to me among other superhero games still to this day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
The end of the game, but not the end of the stream yet.
Yeah, so, time to watch that video now. Let's see. Okay. Alright, I shut off the game, and... Alright.
Pat still owes Spider-Man lunch.
Imagine.
It took a few weeks, especially with the geniuses at S.H.I.E.L.D. blowing up all the bridges and tunnels. But life came back to Manhattan. Venom was gone, bad guys were beaten and thrown in jail.
So yeah, this is actually the best ending that he's showing right now.
And for once, things look pretty good for our hero.
Oh my god. Are you narrating?
Huh. Hey, MJ, how long were you standing there?
That ending was a lie. To this very day, Spider-Man Web of Shadows still remains to be in the public eye as a rather overlooked Spider-Man game. But in my opinion, I personally view Web of Shadows as a criminally underrated gem that definitely deserves a lot more recognition and attention than it does receive. And it is sincerely my second favorite Spider-Man game of all time, right underneath
Your mic
Spider-Man
is very blown out.
And no, it's not just because it single-handedly added one of the best mechanics to be featured within any Spider-Man game to date. Although that is actually a pretty important part of it.
The combat system in Web of Shadows is where we spent the bulk of the time in development. One of the real innovative moves that we have, we call the web.
Alright. Alright. Continue on.
That's really a move where you latch onto an opponent with your webs and pull yourself towards him. And then right at the moment of impact, you have to basically hit another attack button in much a way like it's a timing mechanism, like a golf swing almost. It really is about as far as from a button masher as you can make something.
That's a win, 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 win. Presentation over, jam out.
But alongside of that feature, one of the greatest aspects about Web of Shadows as a whole is the entire narrative that the game includes, and primarily exactly what the main message and core themes of the game's story truly entails. And in all honesty, the overall narrative that this game holds is a lot deeper than some of you might think, especially if you take the time to look more in depth at what the actual ending of the game genuinely is, because in reality, fighting off darkness is a lot harder than one might think, especially if that darkness comes from within. Now, in order to properly understand the canon ending to Spider-Man Web of Shadows, we first have to fully comprehend the game's main plot, where, to put things short and sweet, Spidey one day ends up re-encountering Venom, eventually reacquires the black suit, which leads to Venom learning how to reproduce his own main symbiote, and essentially ends up turning Manhattan into a complete symbiote apocalypse, which, without a doubt, being able to freely swing around this completely symbiotic, overrun Marvel's New York is easily one of the coolest features to be added in this game. And speaking of in-game features, this one in particular is one of the biggest drawing points pertaining to the game's core story, none other than the game's morality system, which allows you as the player to choose during pivotal moments of the game's story to pick which side of Spider-Man you want to be, where you can keep things honorable and classic to the original version of Spider-Man by playing in his red suit, or dabble a little bit more with the dark side by playing as black suit Spider-Man. It only matters as to how much of the red suit or black suit choices you end up deciding on that will inevitably decide the overall ending of the game's story. However, there are a couple choices that you do have to make in this game considered as the canon path. But on the flip side, there are a couple choices that you can make which will impact the ending rather drastically.
I can't say that line without saying that now.
Two, but rather 4 separate endings that you can unlock for Spider-Man Web of Shadows, 2 of which pertain to the red suit and the other 2 pertain to the black suit. Where the mainstream ending that the majority of people probably know about for this game is where you end up going the majority red suit path and end up reuniting with Mary Jane in full red suit glory. Whereas in the case of black suit Spider-Man, Peter ends up completely foregoing the idea of curing New York of the symbiotes, ends up gaining full control of all the symbiotes in New York, becomes the brand new symbiote king, and also has a completely symbiote-controlled Black Cat at his side as his own symbiote queen.
Well, darling, I promised you this city, and it's yours. What do you desire? We await your commands, sir.
Are we really sure that this is the bad ending for the game? Because, Now, in terms of keeping things canon, I think it's obvious to say that both of the black suit endings are completely off the table. While Peter Parker falling under the influence of the black suit isn't anything new within mainstream media, taking things to this far of an extent is pretty uncalled for when it comes to viewing Spider-Man in a traditional sense. The entire premise that surrounds Spider-Man Web of Shadows is all about seeing the conflict within Peter Parker once he is yet again exposed to all the effects that the black suit holds. Not just by making him faster and stronger during combat, but also directly impacting Peter Parker's personality. Hence, where the first actual canon choice of the game's story comes into play. Mary Jane is at heavy odds with Peter for once again donning the black suit, even though he reunited with the symbiote against his own free will. But after the initial exposure that Peter experienced with the symbiote, he ends up feeling like something has actually changed within the life form, and actually thinks that he has the ability and capability to fully control it this time.
I was so scared this morning. Venom was choking me and you weren't moving. Maybe that explains it.
Explains what? Explains you turning into that other thing? That other version of you?
You saw that?
Yes, I saw it. Tell me it's gone, Peter. Tell me you don't have that black suit again.
Well, it's complicated.
You have it, don't you? You know what that does to you. You know how it can change you.
You know, it actually worked for me. At first. Maybe this time it's different.
I don't believe you. Get rid of it, Peter. Get rid of it and then I'll talk to you.
Come on, MJ. Venom is out there still. I have a feeling that something's changed. Something about the suit is different.
Yeah? Well, I have a feeling everything will be the same. Get rid of it. It's not who you are. Find me when you are yourself again.
Alright, I have to go.
It's almost akin to MJ treating Peter like a drug addict who can't let go of his newfound power, knowing full well that the curse of addiction is the only prison where the locks are hidden on the inside. And it's up to Peter himself to solve this problem on his own terms. But of course, things aren't always that simple.
The stylish headquarters of the fattest man in crime. Hold on, something's up. Oh no, not her. How can Black Cat be working for Kingpin?
Enter Felicia Hardy, none other than the Black Cat, who actually plays an extremely pivotal role when it comes to choosing the game's canon ending. After your first encounter with Felicia, you can decide to leave her and team up with Moon Knight as Red Suit Spider-Man, or you can decide to team up with Black Cat and spend the night with her as Black Suit Spider-Man. Now, the thing about this choice specifically is that it doesn't just make you an absolute utter Chad, but it actually is considered canon due to the fact that there is a line of dialogue that Felicia says when talking to her that does directly connect to the game's main opening.
What's on your mind?
Oh, just thinking how good we look in black.
You like?
I like a lot.
You know, this is more than just a costume.
So, what's your friend MJ have to say about this?
She wants nothing to do with, this costume.
Her loss. I don't care why or how your costume turns black.
Really?
Black is the new red and blue, Spider. Keep it up.
If I'd known I'd get a reception like this, I would have changed tailors years ago.
This city is going to be ours. You just wait and see. This city is going to be ours. You just wait and see.
Throughout the entirety of Web of Shadows' story, Spidey is continually placed in a crossroads between himself and his darker side. And it doesn't just relate to being good or evil, but rather exposing the innermost desires that Peter is feeling at that point in time, and allowing those usually hidden desires to take shape by choosing the black suit path. But sadly, one of the choices that Peter inevitably makes ends up costing him everything.
Promise me, no more dark suit.
I promise.
I never should have let her go!
Let me guess. Spider-Man saved everyone, but the ones he cares about the most. Some hero.
Shut up. No, I promised. And that brings us up to date. I searched for MJ. Found her. Then lost her again. And worse of all, breaking another promise. I had to use that thing one more time.
Just one more time!
Peter has just broken MJ's promise, saying that he wasn't going to use the black suit again, but ends up doing so under an act of desperation. But for this choice in particular, this is where the tables have totally flipped. While Peter Parker might be in love with Mary Jane, he still has an immense amount of feelings for Felicia Hardy, just like she does for him. And seeing her reach almost the near point of death made Peter go and do the unthinkable, where in yet another act of desperation and also feeling guilty from earlier for not being able to properly protect MJ during the convoy, it leads to Peter immediately attempting to heal Black Cat by giving her part of his own symbiote, which unfortunately was the absolute breaking point for Mary Jane. But what's interesting here is that MJ isn't necessarily upset that Peter tried to attempt to heal Felicia by using the symbiote, but rather she's heartbroken.
What did you say?
Your mic is blown out again.
Oh.
heartbroken knowing full well that Peter has once again succumbed to the addiction of the Black Suit's power.
Stay away from the device!
Nice to find you all so cooperative.
Hold it right there, Spider-Man.
Nice to see you, too.
You infected that woman. You're one of them.
That woman is my friend.
One word from me and you're...
Enough! Tinkerer, let's get on with this.
But as you would expect in classic Spider-Man fashion, while he may fall over and over again, he's never afraid to get back up and do what's right. Which leads to Peter following the main path of the red suit and curing the entirety of New York from the symbiote epidemic. Which also means that the symbiote that Peter gave to Felicia in order to heal her has now been removed, allowing her to turn back to her normal self. But as for Peter, well...
Hello there. Sorry I missed you. You know the drill.
I know you're there, and I know you won't pick up. I just hope that someday you'll understand that I did what I did because I was so desperate to win. I just wish I had the strength to do what was right. I'm sorry.
Spider-Man went above and beyond by saving the entirety of New York City from Venom's wrath, but it was sadly at the cost of the one he loves the most, which, in my opinion, is the absolute definitive narrative of what it means to be Spider-Man. Whenever Peter Parker wins, Spider-Man loses, and whenever Spider-Man wins, Peter Parker loses. In this case, it's the latter. We never once actually get to see Peter Parker himself within Web of Shadows, and essentially the game is pretty much 24/7 non-stop Spider-Man action, which in its own right is pretty phenomenal, but it also shows that whenever we do get the more personal moments of seeing the inner parts of Spider-Man as Peter Parker, they end up hitting that much harder. The tagline of the game itself is "How far will you go to save New York?", highlighting that Spider-Man will do whatever it takes in order to stop the threat at hand. And seeing him once again become a victim of the Black Suit's influence and completely succumb to the darkness that it entails is without a doubt a pitch-perfect Spider-Man story through and through. I genuinely think that Shaba Games managed to deliver something truly special with Spider-Man Web of Shadows. Not just in terms of its amazing combat system and extremely fun web swinging, but also delivering a Spider-Man story that seems to understand the character to his core. It would have been really cool to see what exactly Shaba had in store when it came to the cancelled Web of Shadows sequel of Spider-Man Classic. But nowadays, Web of Shadows is pretty much a cult classic in the eyes of Spider-Man fans. And knowing that no matter how far you might fall, there's always the opportunity to get back up and fight for another day. Not just for the people that you love, but also for yourself.
Oh, look, I didn't mean literally get it out. Doesn't that hurt?
Yeah, like hell. I'll be with you in a minute. And thanks.
You're welcome, I think. Boy, talk about cutting yourself down to size.
Yeah, well, I prefer life this way. It's who I am.
Must be nice.
What?
Knowing who you are.
We gonna do this thing or not?
If it gets you to forget that you caught me narrating. Yeah, you bet.
If you ever want to know why I block ads with pie, this is why I block ads with pie. I just found what may be the biggest...
Well, yeah, that's that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
So, any final thoughts?
I do think it's like an interesting concept to have Peter get the black suit again, because one of the things that I was thinking about it, and like even when seeing the canon ending, it was like, you know, sometimes there are things that were that were addictions that you could potentially like still be able to do but not have it be an addiction. Like for example, like alcohol in and of itself isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's when you drink too much of it or are addicted to it that it becomes a problem. So it's like being able to balance it and sort of thing. And I feel like that's kind of similar to what was happening here. And, you know, if you're not careful, there can be times where you start being addicted to the thing again. But eventually being able to, like, I feel like you can get to a point with things to where you could, like, not necessarily give it up, but get to a point to where you can basically have the thing not be an addiction anymore. And if it does get, and if you do have to give it up at some point, it won't be like so devastating for you to give it up.
Yeah. So like, yeah, making the right choice for the benefit of others. And yeah, of course we do see you know, Spider-Man save the city, but of course he ends up losing MJ through the end of it. So yeah, it's like we do see him make mistakes, and he still does the right thing despite that. Always like a huge aspect as to what makes the character so interesting. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the black suit, basically channeling his inner desires. It really, I always find it interesting with black suit stories how it essentially means that the character is being broken down to their core, and like their biggest flaws are coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, obviously it's an important thing in storytelling to have your characters be flawed. So,
Yeah.
that's also just what I always appreciate about Spider-Man stories is that, you know, he's not perfect, but he's he's still great, you know? But, uh, yeah, like, the black suit stories really are not afraid to show how flawed he can be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Any? Oh, go ahead.
Next week we're back with the Insomniac Spider-Man.
Yes, because Spider-Man 2 will be on PC soon, on January 30th. So yeah, we're gonna be going back through the franchise on SonicKai's channel, building up to the PC release, where it's gonna be his first time playing the game.
Yeah. They missed the paper bag Spider-Man ending? What? Alright, well, I guess that's it then. Yeah?
I was gonna say, like, The Bagman suit.
Oh.
Wow. But yeah, no, like, in all seriousness, like, yeah, that actually was everything. So yeah, the 4 endings. So, yeah, definitely, I actually feel like, I will say one thing about the game, actually, yeah, the 4th ending, where it's like, solo black suit Spider-Man symbiote king, like, I always just felt like that was a lame ending, because it just, that one in particular, because it's like you don't even have Black Hat with you, so it just feels like that there's really no point to that ending.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other 3 I think are actually interesting. Like, yeah, even the bad ending with Black Cat, like, it is like interesting to basically see a what if scenario where yeah, you do actually see a full on black suit evil Spider-Man, and yeah, first of all, I will quote a lot of what the other people on the internet have said, where in particular that uh ending where you have evil black suit Spider-Man, yeah, the New York would definitely be completely screwed because Web of Shadows Spider-Man is like really OP. But yeah, also another thing actually about that ending is there's like another cutscene that they show where they actually show Wolverine has the symbiote again, and he actually I'll actually show it on stream. Okay, yeah, here. So this happens like right after that cutscene where they show Black Cat and Black Suit Spider-Man being the rulers of New York.
The Tinkerer says he's ready. And our delivery boy...
Here he comes. Are you in full control?
I'm dandy.
Bring me Spider-Man, dead or alive.
I'm going with... Dad.
So yeah, then the game would just cut the credits after that. But yeah, that is actually kind of interesting because it makes you think, I'm not sure if they actually would have done this, knowing what we do know about the sequel, but it makes you think if they would have done what they did with the Infamous games, where basically you could choose which ending you had, and like that would basically impact the story of the sequel. So then you would also have in the sequel having Black Suit Spider-Man fight against symbiote Wolverine again.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah. It's fun to think about, but I'm not sure if they actually would have done that, because knowing what we do know about it, yeah, considering the fact that there is a canon ending in the first place, that was probably going to be just the only ending that would have mattered, and that would have actually like played a factor in the sequel, which is not a bad thing if that was going to be the case.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, guess we'll see everyone next time.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.